Good morning friends, Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal and Adab. This is my 250th video and this is again on the excision. Now here we will be talking of a letter which was proposed modalities of excision in 2022 sent by the Ministry of Defence. So what are these modalities? MOD ID of even number dated 30/11/2021 forward meetings to the Defence Secretary. Further on, Chairman Honorable Raksha Mantri. In these connections, please find enclosed the draft modalities mechanism for excision of civil area cantonment. Ministry of Defence, based on the MOD policy of excision of Mr. Davis 7/2/1955 and the conditions in case of Ambala excision contained in MOD letter 5/2/1977. So what are the proposed modalities? Let us read them now. The proposed modality says land and immovable assets A, including leases and old grant property. The proprietary rights of Government of India and the Ministry of Defence and the properties and all assets and liabilities in respect of the excised area shall stand transferred to the state government free of cost, and proprietary rights of the Cantonment Board in respect to area excised shall be transferred to the state municipality free of cost. So DO, board, all properties will be given to the, but the proprietary rights of the Ministry of Defence gets transferred. Is it so? No. Everything is being transferred free of cost. Now, whether land rights will be transferred and constitutionally will the cantonment land be subject of a central list or will it become a state subject is to be known. We need to ask our MLAs and MPs or the DCs to please raise this issue of land being transferred from the central pool to the state pool. 2. The state government may change allocation of land. Fine. If any land transferred by state government is disposed by way of conversion, that is making it freehold through old grants and leases, 50% of the remuneration derived out will be handed over to the Ministry of Defence. So what in clause 1 they are trying to tell us? That all lands are being transferred free of cost? No, it is on 50%. The transaction will be exclusively for the benefit, and the money which has come will be retained for the benefit of this very much area. So my municipality cannot use my funds on the other side of any municipality. So the same conditions were imposed by DAVE in 1955. Later Ambala, I have shared my videos, people must be watching it. The NAC area, the Notified Areas Committee, has not till date has not privatized any land. So these terms are not acceptable. The MOD is trying to impose their conditions on us. Fourth part, properties transferred will be applied by state municipalities in the first place to satisfy any liabilities. Once this property goes to the state municipality, before it is done, all liabilities have to be reimbursed by the state municipality or by the owner who's in occupation, the inhabitants. Such area may be indicated by the Government of India shall be kept free for construction. So now surplus land if is going or any vacant land is going, it will be kept vacant. State municipality cannot use it. Such stipulations are vague. Why would a local administration take a liability on their head? There is a financial liability to provide basic amenities. So this all it goes. Now what about the employees? Same proposal, the employees will be retained 50% this side, schools, colleges, all hospitals or ESI dispensaries or any building of the government will be transferred. What will be the cost to be transferred? What will be the value? So these many questions. So staff, whether 50% will be retained, 50% on remuneration, how will that retainmentship will go? Will that person be pensionable? Will his basic start from the cantonment as an employee, or will it be a fresh employment in the, these many questions are not dealt by us and it is not true. Cantonment fund is also not a very major issue. Yes, there is a cantonment fund being maintained. That fund is what you garner what grant comes, and then finally what you spend in the cantonment. So an MOU will be signed, whether toll tax, octroi, vehicle entry, anything which you want to do, it should be a memorandum of understanding acceptable. Now civic services like fire brigades, anything, all the buildings of the fire brigade offices will be transferred to the local municipality, but they will be on a sharing basis till the military station or the leftover area in the cantonment is finally made its own availability. Cantonment board offices shall also be made available and will be put to use for the balance work of the military station. This property will be used if there is no municipality in the vicinity, by the local municipal corporation or authority, free of rent till it does not create a building of its own, maximum maybe 6 months from the date of excision. The Cantonment Board shall be allowed to use free of cost immovable assets by godowns, facility, trenches, grounds, fine, you take away. Cantonment Board and the MES property shall be transferred to the local municipality, and till then the proviso of water, sewerage or anything, electricity will be continued from the MES department till the state department does not make its own arrangement. So all these conditions, 4 is movable, 5 is the regard to electricity supplies, acceptable. Movable properties in stores, all other movable properties in stores shall be allotted to the state municipality and the Cantonment Board in the ratio mutually decided. Why? When the balanced cantonment is becoming a military station, either you transfer the entire assets to, or you retain the entire asset. So these questions are policies which are of no use. Here the bigger question comes is, will there be a conveyance deed like the way it happened in 1934 in Ambala when it was transferred? What all is movable, what all is immovable, and an entire list is going to be made. Now F point is road management and traffic, absolutely acceptable. These roads will be maintained by the civil authority which fall in their area, but the 10 excision which have now taken place, Morar or Ajmer and all, their survey numbers have been excised. There has not been boundaries. So whether any road is a survey, given a survey number, or is it a class C land? I don't know what the government is trying to do and how the state governments are taking these liabilities on their head. Most of the cantonments which are actually willing to take are those which are run by BJP only, because center BJP has an agenda, so the state BJP is accepting it. How will it do it? Tomorrow whether this cantonment, Clementown or Dehradun or Morar will be actually getting water, electricity, cleanliness, sanitation, where will they get it? House tax collection would be not even 10% to the total grant. So will state grants start flowing in? Will you have Pradhan Mantri Yojanas being, bathrooms being made, toilets being made, 4th class employees, 2-room houses being made in these cantonments? So we will be having another Jugar Jhopdi in these cantonments. We have to have a master plan under 233 of the cantonment. And then this sanitation, hygiene, the main issue of these making of these cantonments way back in 1793 was only sanitation, hygiene, and this will get jeopardized by excision. G says records will be transferred. What records? It says all relevant records. No, you got to make very specific. All files pertaining to the properties, all scanned documents to the properties, all land records from 1833 to Cantonment Code, to CLA rules, GLR, prior to GLR, the registers being maintained under the code will be handed over. It is vaguely saying the relevant record. What do you mean by relevant? Handing over, taking over has to be done in complete to the state municipality. Otherwise, believe me people, you will face the same problem what Ambala Cantonment excised area. So we want our administrator to sit down before jumping onto the horse back. They need to calculate the area being transferred, what are the house tax claimable at the present, and what is my expenditure to give basic amenities to them. Am I taking a liability? Which bank would like to take over your liability? Everybody wants to take over a profitable venture, not a loss making venture. And civil area is a loss making venture. That is why the army is shunning you out. They are actually throwing you, not willingly, burden wise, financial burden. So all these land records from house property register, what I mentioned, all admission deeds taken by predecessors, every record, and then the cantonment magistrate in 1864 was given the power of sub-registrar till 1924. So all sale deeds done by the cantonment magistrate, whether of civil area, bungalow area or anywhere, there has to be a bhai number and a book number maintained by the sub-registrar then. And if it has been transferred to the DC collector of Ambala in 1924, we need an handing over, taking over receipt of what all registers were being transferred. Because these registers will not match with the registers being maintained by the district collector of a sale in 1870, 1880, 1890 of any property minus the cantonment. So all these scan files are needed. Then only we can think of. Friends, if we don't wake up, we people will be left nowhere. 50% claiming, you are giving proprietary rights to the state by a rider of 50% claim when the state government is willing to do freehold. There is no freehold policy. If the money flows in, it has to be spent within that area only, cannot be taken away to the other part of the municipality. So many issues. How do we deal with these issues? How do we come out of these issues of these modalities? So modalities keep changing from 21 to 22, things have changed. Now there will be another which I'll be coming in my video. Why am I putting up these letters to you in public now is so that you understand. आप लोग समझो इनको प्लीज भैया. अगर आप लोग नहीं समझोगे तो you will end up nowhere. Why do I keep saying this? 47 years down the lane, Ambala excised area is facing all the problems even today. Once again friends, we are old grants. Why we are old grants? Because we were revenue free grants. And if we were not revenue free grants, the British would have converted us into new grants of the British and would have taken away our right of revenue free. So that is the basic story, why excision, non-excision is being done. Thank you, good day.